Welcome back, everybody. I'm Phil with my beautiful co-host, Samantha.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Today, we're coming back to...
The Beatles.
How have you felt about the Beatles so far, Sam?
I've loved it. I didn't know very much about the Beatles coming into this. It was one of those things where like you hear their name everywhere, but I was kind of like, I don't really understand why everybody's so obsessed with this forever. And then I got introduced to them and I was like, okay, I get it now.
It's been a fun ride. Got to experience
has.
so many different avenues of creativity from them.
Yeah, it's just blown my mind how diverse they can be and
Yeah.
how deep their creativity runs. But I've loved it.
My dad loved the Beatles growing up, so I did have some exposure to them, but it's been really cool for me as well because there are songs that we've got into together that I hadn't been aware of, hadn't experienced, or maybe I heard in passing, got to dive deeper. So it's been really fun for both of us.
Is this going to be one of those songs that is
In My
new?
Life does not sound familiar, and this song is from Rubber Soul, the album Rubber Soul, and so I don't recognize the name of the album at all. There are Beatles albums that I do recognize, people have said before. This is not one of them, so I'm interested to see what this is all going to be all about. And when is this song from, Sam?
1965.
1965, and it did well on the charts. Do you remember? Did we find that out?
I am not entirely
Don't
sure.
remember. I can't remember. You guys let us know if it did well on the charts. But anyways, it's 2.5 minutes here. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button. If you want us to do more Beatles, we potentially can, because I noticed that it seems like a lot of the copyright stuff that's been restricting and blocking the Beatles videos has been removed. So
That's exciting.
That's why we're here again, guys. So hopefully that's going to be an ongoing theme going forward. And if you got other recommendations for any Beatles songs that we haven't done yet on the channel, drop them down below. All right, let's get into In My Life.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
All right. Sorry, guys. Going to have to pause there. We'll run it back, though. We'll get some more Beatles in there. Sam, how are you feeling about this one?
I really enjoy this. I feel like it almost has this hopeful but nostalgic feel at the same time, if that's even possible. It's kind of like
uplifting
looking,
and reflective.
yeah, it's almost like looking forward and looking back at the same time, right? And it's interesting because I was actually like literally thinking about the other day about how there's so many people that come and go in your life and have such an important time, and then you just never talk to them or never see them really
Yeah.
again, right? And then you look back in fondness, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to carry forward into your life, right? And it's just so crazy how there's all these different people, places, things, right, that have a significance in your life, but that's all that it is a memory now.
Yeah, I think one of the things we were talking about in reference to that were like, teachers or coaches, right? So
Yes.
often teachers and coaches come into your
Yes.
life and they're really important. Obviously, family, friends, loved ones, they're all a part of that as well. But our conversation recently centered around that. But you kind of forget, right? You kind of forget how influential somebody like that could be in your life.
Yeah, or even like friend groups and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Anyways, so the song, I do recognize this one. I had no idea that I was going to recognize it, but it's interesting because I had no idea what the song was about and no idea what the lyrics were discussing in terms of the the topic that you just highlighted. So eye-opening from that perspective, like you hear something so often, or I don't know how many times I heard this, but I do recognize it, and it just has a different meaning now.
Yeah, you just like didn't actually like sit down and soak in what it was talking about.
But I think a big reason why I never really paid attention to the lyrics is because the way they deliver them is so melodic. They have such a melodic emphasis on all these words that stands out so much, and then it's complemented so well with the backing harmonies that they have behind the lead. It's just beautiful the way they put it together. And again, we talked about in the beginning, just so creative and offering something that's completely different than, you know, the past 5-6 Beatles songs that we've done.
100%. I think also too, when you're thinking about memories or you're looking back, like you said, like this reflective energy, like I feel like the instrumentation and the delivery of the lyrics reflects how that feeling feels, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's get back into it.
There is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning. When I think of love as something new, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
Sick. Solo.
Oh, I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
Beautifully done, yet again.
Yeah, I love that little, I guess, I think it was maybe like an electric piano kind of solo. in
Yeah,
there.
piano solo in there was great. And I think you guys were saying that George Martin had a big influence on the Beatles. And I think that was the last song that we had done. You guys were mentioning that in the comments. And I think he had some influence on this one. I don't know if that might have been him, but yeah, it was fire. It was so well placed. You know, it's just like short, sweet. I don't know how long that was, maybe 25 seconds. But it just perfectly fit in the song for the vibe of the song.
Just added in this little kind of like introspective but uplifting little mini melody.
Classical feel to a degree, which is very interesting, right? Because the timeline of the Beatles and when this is released in 1965, you know, it's like classical music was far removed and gone, you know? But like they found a way to implement it into this pop feel that is still something that would be relevant and played on the radio, but is capturing things that were from decades way before. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah, I also find it interesting because like this is what we were reading before we started this. So this is classified as like Baroque pop, right? And I think like the Baroque portion of that is like it does have like almost this like timeless classic feel to it, which is kind of how that could fit in there potentially.
Yeah, and like you said, timeless nostalgia that fits together perfectly, right? So another banger from the Beatles, not surprised.
Thumbs up from me.
I'm not sure. My dad might have played this one with his brothers as well. Maybe that's why I might know it. But I'm realizing that they played a lot of songs.
They did, yeah.
That's what I'm realizing now. But I think it's one of those things, right? Because you go to these events so frequently, right? As a kid growing up, you don't even pay attention. Oh, yeah, they play that song. Oh, yeah, they play that song. And then now that I'm actually experiencing the groups for the first time with the channel, or the songs for the first time on the channel, you know, from the original artists, it's just mind blowing to me how, you know,
you're
looking
having a nostalgic feeling
of a nostalgic song.
Exactly.
That's right. In my life, I experienced this before, and hopefully you guys are bringing back some memories for you as well. Listen to this, and if you are reminiscing on anything, drop it in the comments section. We'd love reading those comments. And what else should they do, Sam?
Make sure that you hit the like button and that you subscribe before you leave, and that you have a wonderful day.
And give us any other recommendations for the Beatles down below. Don't forget that. All right. Other than what Sam said, have a great day. We'll see you in our video, next video. Not in the video, in the next video.